Hi Taurus, welcome to your monthly reading for February 2024. Thank you as always to everyone who watches, likes, shares, comments on the videos and subscribes to the channel. If you want a personal reading, see the info in the description box. So these are from the decks I'm going to be using for today's reading. We've got the Beautiful Creatures deck here. It's not an oracle deck, it's actually a tarot deck, but I feel at this moment in time that it feels more like an oracle deck, so I'm going to be using that at the beginning of the reading. One of the reasons I chose this, it gave Aquarian energy. As you may know, we're in Aquarius season at this point in time. The sun is in Aquarius. Also, we had some big transits, planetary and astrological transits, where Pluto has shifted from Capricorn into Aquarius as well. And I've actually done a video on that. If you haven't already seen it, it does have full moon in Leo in the title, but it does go into in depth, well, a little bit in depth, regarding Pluto shifting into Aquarius after spending 15 years in Capricorn. I'm so happy it's out of Capricorn, although it will go back and forth a little bit throughout the year, but it's it's moving along. The energy's changed. We're going into a new era basically, so collectively and individually it's a new chapter for all of us. And as I say, if you want to see that video, that's there. There are individual tarot messages in there for each astrological sign and a bit about the astrology as well. And there will be like a link. I can't remember what you call it. It's on the end screen of this video. You'll see it come up if you want to look at that. But anyway, let's get into your reading. So we're going to start off with messages from the Beautiful Creatures Tarot deck and from the Power of Surrender as well. That's going to be your theme or main theme for February 2024. So the messages are for Taurus, Sun, Moon and Rising. Let's see what you get. So Taurus, Sun, Moon and Rising. Yes, okay. Yep, that one. We have Two of Cups relationship. Okay, and I am taking these messages today as I'm using it as an oracle deck. I will be taking it more literally than I sometimes do. So let's put that there first of all. Let's get you a message from the Power of Surrender as well. So I will just point out as I'm shuffling the deck, this is on the bottom, Surrender Unhealthy Relationships. So as that came out and then I saw that at the bottom of the deck after I shuffled, I don't know. But let's give it one more shuffle and we'll see what comes out for you. What else do Taurians, Sun, Moon and Rising need to know for February 2020? Oh, wow. I had a feeling it would be back, I'm not going to lie. So yeah. Surrender unhealthy relationships. Let go of relationships that don't serve you, including unavailable or toxic people. You deserve to be treasured by others and to be surrounded by positive people. And you also have surrender to rest and sleep. I feel like that's blurred. It says to prevent burnout, slow down, honor your need for quiet time and peaceful sleep to rejuvenate your mind, body and spirit. So I will be reading this one from the book. I mean, obviously for people, I know what it means. And for people that watch a lot of tarot videos, you probably know what it means as well. But each tarot deck kind of gives its own take to each card. So it'll be nice to sort of look at their take on it. So we'll put that, I think, like that. Although you can't really see anything with them all lined up like that. Okay, we'll just do it like that. That should be all right. Let's get your tarot cards out first. And relationships, yes, it can be with people. I mean, for the most part, we usually think relationships are with people, but it can be with anything, can't it, really? It can be your relationship with your job, your relationship with your social life, with your creativity, with food, with alcohol, with anything. So let's get your tarot cards out. I'm just going to give those another shuffle. I think, what was I thinking about last night? My relationship with something. I can't remember what it was, but it wasn't a person. It was with something. We have a relationship with work as well, don't we? That's going to baffle me now. I was literally thinking in bed last night about my relationship with a particular thing, and it must have been a pretty big deal for me to think about it in that sense, and now it's gone. But anyway, another card for the main theme for Taurus, please. I was just going to say if it's the Two of Cups, but you've got the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. So obviously, well, not obviously, the Seven of Pentacles can often ask the question, is something worth it? Is it worth my energy? Is it worth my time? Is it worth my effort? It's in reverse, so that's going to be interesting to see how that gets clarified. Let's get your energy specifically, how you're dealing with things. What is the energy for Taurus, Sun, Moon or Rising, please? Anything at all. You've got the Page of Swords. The deck is upright and all the cards are upright as well, so I don't know why they're coming out in reverse. Right, we've got the Page of Swords in reverse. I wonder if someone here is in denial of something, to be honest, just because both of them have come out in reverse. I mean, as I say, we've got a card with the Seven of Pentacles of questioning, that often questions if something is worth it. We've got the Page of Swords, which can be a card of new truths. It can be a card of investigation, needing more information as well. But with both of them in reverse, it almost makes me wonder if someone's in denial. We have the card here stating surrender unhealthy relationships. So could you be in denial that something is unhealthy for you, whether it is literally a relationship with a person, romantic, family, friendship, acquaintance, whatever, or something else, another unhealthy habit, attachment, whatever. Was it my relationship with social media or something I was thinking about? It could have been that. I don't know why that's come to mind, but yeah, that could be relevant for someone as well, actually. Maybe you have an unhealthy relationship with your body, with your health, with social media. Who knows? But let's get a card for any external energy. So maybe this will tell us what the unhealthy thing is, or if there's any denial, what you're in denial of. But what's the external or surrounding energies, please? Ooh, so the first thing that came to mind was having an unhealthy relationship with someone's, well, emotions is one thing that comes to mind first of all. If it's just you, you could have an unhealthy relationship with your emotions. That can come about in a few different ways. It can be where people are in denial of their emotions. I've said denial before, where you push things down, you don't express how you feel. It can be to do with mental health as well. If it's it could be a person. If it's a person, it could be a male figure in some, like a father or something is the first thing that comes to mind. It could be a partner. But let's continue. Let's look at the past energy around this. It could be a partner who's emotionally unavailable, is another thing that comes to mind. But whatever it is, because the surrender to rest and sleep card is there, there is the possibility of it, like you need a break from it. Or it could be causing you stress. But let's see what else comes up. So past energies. That's too many, but I think I'll take these two. We've got the Chariot and we've got the Queen of Wands. That is making me think of where, you know, where you go for what you want. So it was the Tower that wanted to come out. Just going for what you want, making a choice, deciding what you want, and like that energy of nothing's going to stop me. I'm just going for it. Present, current energy, please. Yeah, that doesn't surprise. I'll be honest, it doesn't surprise me that the Five of Cups has shown up. So, you know, it speaks of disappointment. Again, that question, is it worth it? Potential future energy, please. Let's see. Five of Wands. So challenges, it looks like, that need to be overcome, and your guidance. We have the Eight of Pentacles. Okay. The first word that comes to mind with the Eight of Pentacles is rebuilding. I don't know if I've ever had that come up for that before like that, but that's what's there at the minute, so we'll see. But let's read this Two of Cups first of all. This Two of Cups card from the Beautiful Creatures deck. I need to just look in the index for this straight away instead of trying to search through the book. Okay, I found it. So it says, my feelings turn into love, love turns into a relationship turns into a bond, and all of the above becomes a commitment. And the key word, as it says on the card, is relationship. Is that a Cheshire cat? That is a Cheshire cat, isn't it? Smiling at the bottom of the card. Okay. So it says, two committed figures, a male and a female, stand in front of each other with admiration and passion in their eyes for one another. They hold hands and know that their relationship and their love is true, pure, and honest. The cunning orange cat that lies on the floor, smiling with some sense of accomplishment, is the real reason why these two beings were brought together to bond and engage in a relationship in the first place, so they could never live with an empty void in their heart. So it's like it's a Cupid Cheshire cat, apparently. Right, so upright, the card meaning is. In a reading, this card represents the development of a tender and passionate relationship. You are falling in love with someone who makes you feel complete. An intimacy is building between you and your partner. You have also developed compassion for those around you. This card not only speaks about love, but it talks about establishing any kind of partnership in any form with good intentions. It invites you to love people for who and what they are. In reverse, when reversed, this card implies that feelings are not being expressed, so that could be it, to be honest. You are not being fully committed to your partner or a situation. The breaking of a promise or commitment will manifest. A feeling of love is not pure and honest by both partners. So that's pretty dramatic. I mean, we do have the Five of Cups. That would be that breaking of along the lines of breaking of a commitment, but I am going to clarify and see what else comes out here. So yep, for some it could be a romantic relationship potentially, where feelings are not being expressed. Even if it's not romantic, platonically feelings may not be expressed. But let's see, because as I said, it could be a relationship with anything. It doesn't have to be a person. You may not be honest about how you feel about your job or about your day-to-day life or something. So Seven of Pentacles, first of all. I don't know, I'm shuffling them so much. Let's see, Seven of Pentacles. What do we need to know about that? I will look at this one. I don't know if I'm going to take it. We have the Strength card. I'm going to try that again. Seven of Pentacles. I do kind of get the feeling. So for some of you, again, relating to, well, more so a romantic relationship, but it could be any set of circumstances, you know, apply it as it's relevant. Don't force it. But yeah. If there is a situation here and you have a relationship with something or someone, you may not feel as if it's worth it. You may have come to the realization that it's not worth it and decided, before I even get to the Page of Swords, but with it being there, that there's nothing more to figure out. Like you might have given up, to be frank, and decided, no, it's just not working. There's nothing more to learn. There's nothing more to know. There's nothing more we can do to fix this. It's done. If it's another person involved, you might have just decided that, look, they're not giving me what I need emotionally, or they're not being forthright, or I don't know how they feel, and I just can't anymore. That sun can be illumination. So you might have decided that it's not worth it. It can be with the Page of Swords in reverse as well, and the King of Cups being there. As I said, I talked about emotions not being expressed. If there's another person not expressing emotions, it might just be that uncertainty, and that can be unhealthy. It can get to the point of being unhealthy as well, where it's like, well, I don't know if they're genuine. They're not telling me how they feel. I don't know if they're genuine. I don't know what the hell's going on. So there's just no point. It's not worth it. Let's just see what else comes out for that Seven of Pentacles. You've got the Eight of Swords. You have two more. You have the Fool, yeah, and the Ten of Pentacles. Okay. So again, whatever it is that you have the relationship with, you may have very well become clear at this point in time that no, it's not it's not giving me what I need. It's not clear. It's not as, I mean, you've come to the point of clarity where you realize it's not as clear as you need it to be. As I say, it might feel like a mental prison, you know, that uncertainty, that anxiety if you're involved with someone or a situation and things just aren't clear, to the point where you just want to be freed from that, so that you can go off and pursue something different and commit to something else. So I think that's the main message. As I say, it could be a romantic relationship. It could be to do with a family member where you just don't know what the hell's going on, and yeah, you've had enough basically. But let's see what else comes out. See if there's anything else. And if you're not already doing this, then this might be on the cards for you. So Page of Swords, that's your energy specifically. What do we need to know about that Page of Swords? Right, I mean, I do kind of like that Queen of Swords energy. It seems like a contradiction, but again, it feels along the lines of where you've made your mind up. Or you are making your mind up. What else do we need to know for that Page of Swords? So I'll take the Emperor first. You know, this is quite an empowered energy. It is quite an empowered energy. With the Emperor, the Queen of Swords, the Page of Pentacles. Let me get one more card for that. I mean, one thing I will say, if you are ending something, then surrender to rest and sleep. It's the point at which you're like, no, I've had enough of this. I'm done. I need a break. And you kind of give yourself your own sense of peace, don't you? Knight of Wands, yeah. So with these cards, as I say, strong sense of empowerment. It's like you've come to the conclusion, look, there's nothing more I can learn from this. There's nothing more to know. It just isn't working. Queen of Swords, you've made a decision. The Emperor is like, right now I'm back in control. I take the lead and I'm willing to start again and just go off on a new adventure, basically. That's what I'm getting from these cards. Let's look at this King of Cups as the external energy. So King of Cups, what do we need to know about this King of Cups as an external? Wow. Yeah, the moon is there. I feel like the moon was first. We've got Temperance next. Three of Pentacles and yeah, I'm not really surprised by those cards, to be honest. Let me just get something for Temperance and the Tower. Actually, let's do the moon first. Let's get one for the moon. One more for the moon. One more. So you've got the Six of Cups, Ten of Wands, and the Nine of Swords, and the Hermit, clarifying the moon. You've got the Temperance. I'll do Temperance as well. Try again. Let's get one for the Tower as well. Get one more for that. I feel like the Five of Pentacles is meant to be here. Right, with this King of Cups energy, these are all clarifying the King of Cups. I already said that somebody might not have been open about their feelings within a situation, which the moon, that's things that are hidden. The first thing that came to mind when that Six of Cups came out was something about someone hiding something from their past. That was an initial thought. It is possible that someone has hidden something about struggles that they've had. So that could be mental health or something else. It could be anything else, but mental health came to mind with the Ten of Wands, the Nine of Swords, and the Hermit. The Ten of Wands, it's struggles in general, isn't it? So there's something where someone could have hidden something about that, but it's had an impact on the relationship. Again, there's also someone potentially hiding how they feel and struggling with emotions as well comes to mind with these cards here. We've got the Temperance again. That feels, it almost feels like an emotional struggle, like it's a strange one. So like someone struggling to maintain emotional balance, and with the Four of Cups and the Temperance card there. But there's a vibe with that World card of wanting to do something differently, whether it is to like say if it was in a relationship, if you were with someone and it was just very confusing being with them, but what they really wanted was to kind of be free to go off and pursue something new, but they're not being very clear with you about that, like sort of the breadcrumbing type energy. It's almost like in this energy, you know, like if you've ever been in a situation with someone where you've started seeing someone and tried to make it work. Your heart's not really in it, but you've tried to make it work with that Three of Pentacles and Two of Pentacles, but it was just never stable. There was just a lack of proper compatibility and a proper foundation. But you know, people need to be clear about that in relationships, don't they? Otherwise, what's the point? You need honesty. You need to be clear with each other and not string people along. So I'm getting that kind of energy. So again, with that Tower of, it wasn't stable in the beginning, so someone gets left out in the cold, someone gets rejected, or someone wants to leave something behind and go towards something new instead and try and create something new or commit elsewhere. And this is coming from the other energy. As I say, it doesn't have to be a romantic relationship, but yeah, let's see what else can I pick up from it not being a romantic relationship. I would say overall, if it's not a romantic situation with that King of Cups as an energy that's external, it's just basically of something not working and being stressful and a desire for something different. Like it's the effort's been put in to try and make it work, but on the deep down, it's just not, yeah, it's just not working. Right, I'll put these away and see what else we get from this. So again, if it was like a job or something, it's like, you know, where on the surface it looks like you're giving your all and doing your best and trying to make it work, but at the heart of it, it's just not, it's not balanced, it's not secure. Yeah. And as well, I think one thing I will say with that King of Cups, as much as it is an external or surrounding energy, I don't know, I feel like for some, it could be an image that you put on. Well, not put on in a negative way, but, you know, like if there's certain things, like it's spoken of in healthy relationships, and I mentioned, like, say if you've got unhealthy habits or something like that, or addictions even or something, it can be the image that you put on of this King of Cups, because the King of Cups is known to be friendly, caring, jovial, you know, supportive, etc. Some people mask, don't they? They put on a that's their mask, is of being this wonderful, well, that sounds like I'm being sarcastic, I'm not being sarcastic, of being this lovely person who's emotionally balanced and stable, but inside they're dealing with all sorts of shit. You know, like people could be, they could look at the, I don't know why there's this thing with the King of Cups where a lot of readers get alcoholism from it sometimes. I don't, but for some reason this one, yeah, I almost do feel like there could be someone out there who seems like they're getting on with life and doing what they have to do, but they're hiding that they're an alcoholic to cope with their whatever they struggle with secretly, and that would be an unhealthy relationship. Alcoholism is an unhealthy relationship with alcohol, isn't it? But anyway, let's look at the Chariot and the Queen of Wands. And even if it's not alcoholism, you know, like if you are someone who, as I said, you repress your emotions, like when things are bothering you, you keep it all to yourself, you bottle it up, you know, that kind of thing. It can be that kind of energy as well. Because the external energy, yes, it can be an external person or situation, but it's also the energy that surrounds you as well. So let's look at the Chariot and the Queen of Wands and see what that tells us. I will take that. I feel like that should stay sideways, if I'm being honest. I'm going to take it upright, but I feel like it should be sideways because, as I said, it's an energy of choosing to really go for what you want. So again, whether it was a person, a relationship, or an opportunity, it's sort of really going for what you want and wanting to be successful. I don't know if success happened, but it's because it was sideways, but desiring success with something. again, with that masking thing, if anybody's masking, it could be that whole image of being strong and determined and, you know, masking any hidden issues that you don't want people to see, only letting people see the side of you that you want them to see. Right, we've got the Knight of Swords here. Why have I put it that way? Losing the plot. Right, Ace of Wands. And we have the Two of Cups again. So for the most part, again, I'm not saying that the masking thing is now irrelevant. It's not. It still applies. But for the most part, what I'm seeing here, again, is going for what you want. If it is a relationship, we've got the Two of Cups here again. We've got the Ace of Wands, which is passion. It's if you wanted a relationship with a particular person, it's going for what you want, telling, making it clear what you want and how you feel, and putting the effort into that to make it successful. If it's not a person, it's a situation. You know, a job is just the easiest example to give. Whatever it is that you wanted to be successful in, even like just your day-to-day life, like of how you portray yourself. Again, that thing of masking comes up, of just portraying yourself as being a successful person, because the Six of Wands is success. Whatever that means for you individually, it's going ahead with that, pursuing that. And yeah, let's have a look at the Knight of Swords on its own. It's expressing, I think it's expressing that. So you've got the Hermit there. The Nine of Swords. Seven of Wands. God, there's quite a determined energy, actually. Got one more. It still is giving an energy of knowing what you want and going for what you want. But again, that masking thing is coming to mind, because the Knight of Swords can be really forceful and forthright. So it's almost like, you know, the energy of if someone tells you that you shouldn't do something and then you rebel and you're like, no, I'm gonna do it. There's no one's gonna stop me, and it makes you more determined. If someone's told you you can't do it, it makes you even more determined. It's given a bit of that energy, being willing to fight, like feeling like you really know what you want and being willing to fight for it as well. And we do have the Nine of Swords, so there may have been some anxiety, but that, again, that could come in if it's something where people have kind of, you've gotten the impression from people that it wasn't a good idea, or they've told you that it was something that you shouldn't do. It's standing up for that and fighting against it, or fighting against the naysayers, basically. Okay, we'll leave that there. Let's look at the current energy with the Five of Cups, because as I said, that's an energy of disappointment. So Five of Cups, why is that there, please? You have the Four of Pentacles. The Hierophant. Five of Cups again. The High Priestess. I will just look at the High Priestess on its own. You did get this card. I'm not going to take it. The Four of Swords. I mean, that to me suggests it's where you know that you need a break from this. High Priestess on its own, please. I don't know why this social media thing keeps on coming to mind, you know. Even with these cards here, under the Chariot and the Queen of Wands, I don't know, for someone, they wanted to do something social media related. And again, I mentioned at the beginning an unhealthy relationship with that, but as I said, there was a very determined energy of, well, I'm going to do it. You know, if you wanted to become an influencer or something and people said, oh, I don't think that's a very good idea, or, you know, there can be a harsh reality about it, can't there? With those kind of things. And that comes to mind here as well as one possibility. If it's not relationship based. So yeah, back to that High Priestess. It basically, well, overall, one thing I will say with that Five of Cups, as I said, is disappointment. But for me, with these cards coming out, it's where you, in the present energy, current energy, you realizing it's not working or it hasn't worked. And it may have kept you stuck for a while, but with that Four of Pentacles there and the Hierophant as well, it's almost like acknowledging that you don't want to be stuck anymore with this. Your intuition's kind of tapped you in. You've tapped into it and you get it. You get that it's not working. Even if on the surface it's appeared better than it seems. Let's see what comes out for this year. That Nine of Swords is back again. Yeah, it's not working. You've realised it's not working. So yeah, for some it could be a relationship that you kind of realise it's not working. Let's look at the Hierophant. Or any situation for that matter. But Six of Cups. Yeah, it's giving that energy again of, I really like that actually. I don't know which one came first, but it doesn't matter because it means the same thing to me. It's just knowing that there's nothing else to, you can't go back. Well, first of all, you can't go back with that Six of Cups. So even if something was good in the past, it's kind of run its course, and it's that kind of energy of, well, I can't go back. I can't get that feeling back. I can't get the situation to be the way it was. There's just no going back now. You've got the Eight of Cups. That's walking away, leaving something behind. Strength, it's the courage to walk away. You've got the Hierophant, again, the energy, like similar to the Page of Swords, the energy of there's nothing else to learn here. It's just not, it's not working. There's nothing left to do, nothing left to see, nothing left to say. It just isn't working. So I'll leave that because that's pretty straightforward. And it may be painful. It may be quite painful with the Five of Cups being there so many times as well, whatever the situation is. Let's have a look at the Five of Wands. And again, I'll repeat, if it's not romantic, it could be any situation where you've just realised there's something unhealthy going on, and it's like, yeah, this isn't right. It's not helping. It's not helping anymore. It's detrimental now. Let's look at the Five of Wands. So that's the potential future energy. To me, that's challenges. You have the Death card, you have the Queen of Cups, and you have the Seven of Cups. This is interesting. So you may not have ended whatever's unhealthy, whatever the unhealthy relationship is. You may not have done that yet. I think it looks like with all the energies that are here, it's just that stage of knowing that it's, and King of Swords is about knowing, isn't it? Of knowing that it's not working and it's not right. And it's not helpful. With that King of Swords, it's kind of getting into that logical, practical sense of, right, I know this isn't working. How do I deal with this? What am I going to do now? You've got the Death card, so that does suggest cutting the cord. I mean, you've got two swords there. Breaking ties, leaving it behind, whatever, just ending it so you can start again. With the Queen of Cups there, once that's ended, you can sort of get into your feelings and decide where you want to go from here. What do you want to do now? Do I want to clarify anything here? Let's do that Queen of Cups. I don't know why, but let's do it anyway. This is a massive theme of people. Three of Swords. I think this is where you have to acknowledge the pain, whatever you're leaving behind or moving away from, or whatever unhealthy relationship has to be let go of. It's acknowledging the pain and sort of dealing with the fallout and the emotions of that. Yeah, as I was going to say, it's a common theme of sort of rebirth and leaving things behind and starting again. It's yeah, I think, I mean, as we know, we're still at the nearer to the beginning of the year, and it's just that time of year, isn't it, where people make new plans. They end what wasn't working. They make new plans. Also, as I said, with Pluto going into Aquarius, it's a new chapter. It's a new cycle for everyone. It's a new beginning. Pluto is the planet of transformation, death, rebirth, that sort of thing. Capricorn was all about, one of the meanings of Capricorn is structure, tradition, that sort of thing. So Pluto leaving that and then going into Aquarius, which is a sign of innovation. One of the meanings of it is innovation. It definitely would be a big energy of what structures or things that were there before didn't work, and leaving certain things behind, not everything, but leaving certain things behind and wanting to go into something new. So yeah, with the Queen of Cups, as I say, it's addressing any feelings of hurt, disappointment, loss, but tapping into how you feel and what you want to do moving forward to create a new foundation. So let's go on to, so that's the challenge in the future, as a future energy that you'll be dealing with, is literally getting to that point of, right, I have the strength, the logic, whatever, to fully acknowledge that this isn't working, and to cut what needs to be cut, basically, and to go into the new. But it's not easy. It shows that it's not easy with the Five of Wands there. So as much as, even if in relationships, if someone cheats or something, it's easy. Some people are able to, if someone cheats, instantly say, nope, done. And for others, it can be more difficult. It completely depends on the individual person, the circumstances, everything. For some people, it's thought out. Same with jobs as well. As much as people hate a job, yep, some people can just instantly walk out and say done. For others, you might be considering how practical it is, even if it's not about practicality. It's just wanting to be very clear and knowing what you want to do and having a plan going forward as well. So the Eight of Pentacles, I initially said it was rebuilding, and now that I've seen all of this, it makes sense, doesn't it? So what do we need to know about the Eight of Pentacles as your advice? So we've got the Three of Swords in reverse. Okay. I think the first thing that comes to mind, well, two different things come to mind. Well, no, it's the same thing. Actually, it's just saying it in a different ways. Not to avoid any pain. You know, like sometimes if people are getting over a breakup or some sort of devastating situation, and they, for example, become an alcoholic. I wasn't even going to say, why did that come out of my mouth? Somebody here may really be an alcoholic because it keeps on coming. I didn't mean to say that. I actually meant to say workaholic, and alcoholic came out instead. So if someone is an alcoholic, I'm really sorry that you're dealing with that, and I hope you get the help you need. It just keeps on coming out. Yeah, I literally meant to say workaholic. The word workaholic was in my head and alcoholic came out. So yeah, you can't avoid your pain. Don't avoid your pain. You have to deal with it. You have to do the work of dealing with the pain. So it's like you have to do your inner work before you can do your outer work, I guess is the way I was going to put it. Yeah, I think that was the gist of it, not avoiding your pain, dealing with that. Let's see what else comes to mind. There's more pain, isn't it? Ten of Swords. It's like you have to complete the process of overcoming the pain, of any pain from letting go of a situation. I'm gonna leave that, the Devil, because that can be about avoidance. So it is a heavy warning not to avoid doing inner work. If you need rest to recover from a situation, then go for it. Let's get one more for that. The Hanged Man. Okay, I'm going to just clarify the Hanged Man on its own. I mean, that the Hanged Man can be about, it can be about surrender, can't it, is one thing. So, you know, like as I kept on going on about pain, it's not, definitely don't avoid that. It keeps on coming out. Don't avoid any pain. You have to address it. You have to deal with it. There's no rush. The Hanged Man, who knows how long the Hanged Man takes to do whatever the Hanged Man has to do to be introspective, to do the inner work, to come to their realizations, to have that inner development or whatever. But yeah, it can't be avoided. Let's have a look at the Hanged Man. I was, as I say, rebuilding, but it might be more about rebuilding yourself from the inside out, to be honest, as well as once you've dealt with all of that, to then rebuild your life the way you want it to be. So the Hanged Man. Knight of Pentacles, yeah. Same thing. I'm getting the same message, to be honest. Right, what fell on my lap? Yeah, I'm not even going to bother anymore. So same thing. You have to address the pain and get the closure. And a lot of the times someone else can't give us closure. We have to create our own sense of closure, but it can't be avoided. Otherwise it's gonna yeah, it's going to become detrimental. As I say, address all of that before you can commit to something new and go into a new cycle successfully. So I will leave that there, and I'll get you a final card of advice from the Sacred Rebels deck. As I say, for the most part, it does feel relationship related for someone, but as I say, it could also be like an addiction or any other kind of unhealthy habit that needs to be let go of as well. But let's get your final card of advice from Sacred Rebels. You have faith in the process. I love that, because I said in the process, you have to go through the process of we might as well call it grieving, because it kind of is grieving. It's people don't have to die for people to grieve over things. We can grieve over relationships, romantic relationships. We can grieve over jobs. We can grieve over lost dreams. There's all sorts. So yeah, faith in the process. I'm going to read this message from the book for you. So I feel like I remember doing a reading for you, Taurus, absolutely ages ago. So it would have been several months ago last year, and it talked about prayer, the power of prayer or something like that. And it's making me think of that message. Again, where am I going to put that? Shall we put it over here, actually? Let's put it there. And you've got 32 there. 3 and 2, it's 5, isn't it? It's change. It's a big number to do with change. So it says, no matter how powerful we are, how much courage and strength we have, there are times when we can't quite move ourselves along to the next phase of life or creative exploration. At such times, we need some divine intervention, a little help in pulling our trolley along, so to speak. When we are at the edge of our own limits and have no more personal resources, we might be left with only one spiritual power, that of faith. Fortunately, that is enough. As unlikely as it may seem, the invisible help from the universe is often more powerful than the physical efforts of 1,000 men. That is because the invisible help is not limited by physical laws. It can shift, bend, and move in ways that defy limitation. It can affect, evoke, and influence situations through invisible but undeniably persuasive means. You are in a situation where you cannot set right the course of events all by yourself. This is not an indication that you have done something wrong, nor does this suggest that you are not strong enough. It is a sign that there is something bigger unfolding in your life, and your willpower will be supplemented by the power of life itself. Sometimes a bigger plan needs to manifest for the benefit of humanity and the earth. You need to shift your perspective to realize that you are part of the greater unfoldment of life, that your individual life serves the greater plan, and that you are not separate from its genius. This is what is happening now. You happen to be instrumental to the greater plan, and as such, you need to accept your position and be moved while also being empowered and protected as you make personal progress through your role in that grander scheme. This is a time for humility and trust. You need complete faith in the process and events that are happening. There is nothing to worry about. You will be moved most fully and easily and with the most grace and assistance through your faithful surrender. Ironically, it is through complete surrender in total faith that we become the most empowered. When we are no longer trying to impede the perfection of the greater plan, we can be aligned with and moved by the process. Having faith in the benevolence of life rather than harboring the suspicion that life is seeking to catch us out, have a joke at our expense, or carelessly toss us about as though we mean nothing, then we can relax a little. Having faith in the process gives you space to be curious about what is taking place and to relax enough to be open to what we are most in need of, even if we aren't exactly sure what that is or how it can happen. The guidance from this oracle comes direct from the greater source of life itself. There is now an opportunity for you to be moved from the situation you are currently in to the next chapter in your life story. You can't do it on your own. It is too big a shift. It needs the grace of life to intervene on your behalf. You will need faith, though. You may feel as though the wheels of your trolley are coming off or that they are a bit rickety, but you must also understand that the voice of life is now coming straight to your heart with this message. I have resources you know not of. It is safe to trust in my ways and in my wisdom. For I love you and I am guiding you into all that is rightfully yours. Know that what is rightfully yours is what your heart truly desires, and you need not fear loss. Nothing that is meant to come to you will be denied, and it is safe for you to let go and allow me to move you. Through faith, peace is restored, and you are able to know this and perhaps have some fun in the process. I feel like I should have pointed out each point that was made here as it went along. I mean, it mentioned having did it say rest here somewhere? Being able to relax. You've got the surrender to rest and sleep. It talks about you cannot set right the course of events all by yourself. So for those of you where it is involving some sort of breaking up of a relationship, obviously you're the one that chooses if you want to leave. However, the whole thing about the end part where I said about pain and not denying the feelings, I would say that is probably for those people. That is where you will get the help from. Having faith in it sounds awful to say it, but I can't put it any other way. Having faith in the process of pain. I'm not saying that you need to torture yourself, but you know, like if somebody's scared of, even you might not even admit this to yourself, to be honest, but you know, the fear of breaking up and the heartache of breaking up from someone, it's, you know, that's normal. Obviously, you know, it's going to hurt like hell. So it's like having faith in if you know the relationship's not working, it's not right, whatever's going on, it's having faith in the process of grieving and getting over that and getting past that. That's one thing. Again, I kept mentioning alcoholism for some reason. That is something that you needed a massive amount of faith and trust, and probably you probably need a lot more than that to recover from that kind of addiction. But it is part of the process. It's a process. You can't snap your fingers and something's done, and it's a process. You make the choice to end it or to do something different, and then it is a process, and it does require faith. I feel like there was a lot more in there that I could add or connect to the reading, but I will leave it there. I mean, you can always rewind the faith in the process message if you need to. It is a beautiful message. Frankly. So yeah, I'll leave your message there, Taurus. Thank you very much for watching. As usual, feel free to like, share, comment on the video, subscribe to the channel. If you would like a personal reading, see the info in the can't even talk in the description box. But yeah, thanks for watching and take care.